How might the world have been different if Nelson Mandela had never been born? It's a question that prompts contemplation. To trace the roots of this iconic figure, we journey back to the morning of July 18, 1918. Nestled in the rolling hills of Umtata, South Africa, the small village of Mvezo welcomed a newborn. Born to Gadla Henry Mfakaniswa and Nosikini Fanny, this child was christened Rolihlahla Mandela, later known to the world as Nelson Mandela. In the humble beginnings of this village boy lay the seeds of a future global icon of resilience. The tales of his ancestors' valor during the wars of resistance in defense of their homeland shaped his early years, sparking a flame of courage and determination that would stay lit throughout his life. Nelson Mandela's journey from a small village boy to a world-renowned figure began in Mvezo, South Africa, on July 18, 1918. What sparked Nelson Mandela's lifelong commitment to fight against apartheid? Let's delve into the significant years of 1943 to 1948, a transformative period that shaped Mandela into the revolutionary we remember him as today. Young Mandela's early encounters with racial discrimination were deeply impactful. Growing up in South Africa, he witnessed firsthand the harsh realities of apartheid, an institutionalized system of racial segregation. This racial divide was a bitter pill to swallow for Mandela, who believed in equality, justice, and freedom for all. His journey to fight against apartheid began when he moved to Johannesburg in 1941. Here, Mandela encountered a stark contrast between the rural tranquility of his childhood and the bustling city life riddled with racial discrimination. The injustice he experienced and observed fueled his desire to challenge the status quo. 1943 marked a significant turning point. Mandela joined the African National Congress, or ANC, a party committed to ending South Africa's racial laws. Here, Mandela met like-minded individuals who shared his passion for social justice. Among them was Walter Sisulu, who became a close friend and mentor to Mandela, guiding him on his path towards activism. In 1944, Mandela, along with Sisulu and other young members of the ANC, founded the ANC Youth League. This group of fiery young revolutionaries sought more aggressive methods to protest against apartheid, shifting the ANC's approach from polite petitioning to active resistance. Mandela's involvement in these anti-apartheid activities wasn't without risks. He faced constant threats, surveillance, and the looming possibility of arrest. Yet his resolve was unshakable. He knew the journey would be challenging, but he was ready to confront these challenges head-on. These years were instrumental in shaping Mandela's political ideology and his commitment to the anti-apartheid cause. They marked the transformation of a young man from a rural village into a revolutionary leader. These experiences ignited a spark within Mandela, a spark that would eventually set the world ablaze. What sacrifices did Mandela make in his fight for freedom? In the summer of 1962, Nelson Mandela was arrested near Howick, charged with incitement to strike and leaving the country without a passport. The arrest marked the beginning of a challenging chapter in his life, but also a crucial phase in the fight against apartheid. The following year, the Rivonia trial commenced. Mandela, along with several other anti-apartheid activists, was accused of sabotage and other charges. In one of the most significant moments of the trial, Mandela delivered a powerful speech. He said, "I've cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I hope to live for and to see realized." His words echoed through time, resounding with the principles of freedom, equality, and justice. In June 1964, the trial concluded, and Mandela was sentenced to life imprisonment. He was confined to a small cell on Robben Island, subjected to forced labor, and allowed limited communication. But even in the face of such adversity, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken, his resolve unshaken. His years in prison became a crucible of resilience. Mandela turned the harsh conditions of his confinement into an opportunity. He used his time to study, engage in political discourse, and fortify his commitment to the anti-apartheid cause. His resilience and commitment inspired millions around the world, becoming a beacon of hope and resistance. What was the price of freedom? For Mandela, it was 27 years of his life. But even as he paid this price, he never wavered from his belief in a democratic and free society. His sacrifice was not in vain. It became the cornerstone of a movement that would change the face of South Africa and the course of history. In the face of adversity, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken, his resolve unshaken. How did Mandela's release change the course of South Africa's history? To answer this question, we must delve into the events that led to that pivotal moment and the transformation that ensued. As the late 1980s unfolded, the world rang with calls for Mandela's release. The apartheid government, grappling with internal unrest and international pressure, found itself at a crossroads. They initiated negotiations, marking the first cracks in the formidable apartheid edifice. Then, on a sunny afternoon of February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela stepped out of Victor Verster prison, a free man after 27 long years. The sight of Mandela, fist raised in triumph, became an emblem of hope and resilience. His release was not just an end of an era of imprisonment, but a new dawn for South Africa, and indeed the world. The years that followed saw Mandela, once an outlawed revolutionary, become a beacon of reconciliation. The apartheid regime, a symbol of racial segregation, gave way to a multiracial democracy. Mandela, with his unwavering commitment to unity and justice, played an instrumental role in this peaceful transition. In 1994, on a bright morning of May 10th, Mandela was inaugurated as South Africa's first black president. The world watched in awe as the man who had been confined to a prison cell for nearly 3 decades now stood as the leader of a nation. It was a testament to Mandela's spirit that the end of apartheid was not marked by vengeance, but by reconciliation. Mandela's presidency was characterized by his belief in forgiveness and nation building. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, established during his term, sought to heal the wounds of apartheid through public hearings and amnesties. His decision to step down after serving 1 term showcased his dedication to democratic principles and peaceful transfer of power. Mandela's release was not just a victory for him, but for all of humanity. His journey from prisoner to president stands as a powerful reminder of the indomitable human spirit, the power of resilience, and the enduring belief in justice. His story continues to inspire millions worldwide, embodying the triumph of the human spirit over adversity. What legacy did Nelson Mandela leave behind? This question prompts a deep dive into the actions and decisions of a man whose life was a testament to resilience, commitment, and the power of the human spirit. In the wake of apartheid's end, Mandela's presidency was marked by a commitment to reconciliation and nation building. His inaugural speech on May 10, 1994, echoed with promises of a democratic, free, and peaceful South Africa. Throughout his term, Mandela championed social justice and equality, setting the foundation for a nation emerging from the shadows of division. A significant part of Mandela's legacy was his establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This body was tasked with uncovering the truth about human rights violations during apartheid, offering victims a platform to share their experiences, and perpetrators the chance to seek amnesty through full disclosure. It was a bold experiment in healing a nation's wounds, embodying Mandela's belief in the power of forgiveness and the necessity of confronting the past to build a better future. His decision to step down after serving just 1 term in 1999 was a testament to his dedication to democratic principles. In a continent often marred by leaders clinging to power, Mandela's peaceful transfer of power was a bold statement, reinforcing his belief in the importance of leadership rotation for a healthy democracy. When Mandela passed away on the evening of December 5, 2013, the world grieved. From heads of state to ordinary citizens, people across the globe mourned the loss of a man who had come to symbolize hope, resilience, and the fight for justice. His memorial service was a global event, a testament to the wide-reaching influence and respect he commanded. Nelson Mandela's legacy is not confined to the annals of history. His ideals of social justice, reconciliation, and democratic governance continue to inspire and drive change around the world. His life is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, it is possible to rise, to fight, and to create meaningful change. Nelson Mandela's legacy continues to inspire and drive change around the world. What can we learn from Nelson Mandela's life and legacy? Here was a man who dedicated his life to justice, to the belief that all people should live in harmony, enjoying equal opportunities. He faced adversity with steely resolve, transforming his prison cell into a crucible of resilience. Mandela's release from incarceration signaled not only his personal triumph, but the dawn of a new era for South Africa. His presidency was marked by the courage to forgive and the wisdom to rebuild. His decision to step down after one term epitomized his commitment to democratic principles. Upon his passing, the world mourned, but also celebrated a life well lived, a legacy of resistance, resilience, and reconciliation. Nelson Mandela's journey reminds us that we are capable of great things, that we can challenge the status quo and effect meaningful change. In the words of Mandela himself, it always seems impossible until it's done.